All right, on this video, I'm going to show you another method to solving a system of equations. So this is called substitution, and the first type we're going to do is when both equations are solved for y. So if you have y equals an equation and y equals another equation, then those two things have to be equal to each other. Just think about that logic. If y is equal to this and y is equal to that, then this has to be equal to that. So we're going to set this equation 5x plus y equal to the second equation, x minus 7. If you want to think of it a little bit more literally, if y is equal to this and this is y, then I can replace that y with 5x plus 5, and that gives me this equation. Now you just have a normal equation with variables on both sides. So I'm going to subtract x from both sides, remembering that we've got to put the x's with x's. So 5x minus 1x is 4x. Bring down your plus 5. Bring down the negative 7. Now this subtraction becomes a negative now because that x is gone. So now I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides, and I'm going to have 4x equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 4, and we get x equals negative 3. So I'm going to write x equals negative 3 up here, and then I'm going to erase my work. And the nice thing about substitution is once you have your first letter, your other equations are set up for you to find the y very easily. I'm going to use this bottom equation here. Y is equal to x, which is negative 3, minus 7. So I'm just going to plug negative 3 in for x in this equation, and then negative 3 minus 7 is negative 10. So my answer is negative 3 comma negative 10. My answer is xy. Okay, so let's do another one. After I write it out, you can pause the video and work on it yourself. So we have y equals 9x minus 3 and y equals negative 10x plus 16. Okay, so this would be a good time to pause the video if you feel like you know what to do and see if you can solve it. When you're done, then just hit play. So if I have 9x minus 3 and negative 10x plus 16 both equal to y, then I can just set them equal to each other. And so now I'm going to take this negative 10x and add a positive 10x to both sides. So that's gone, that's 0. This becomes 19x minus 3 equals 16. And now I need to get rid of the minus 3, so I'm going to add 3 to both sides. So this becomes 19x on the left, and then it becomes 19 on the right. So when I divide by 19, I get x equals 1. 19 divided by 19 is 1. So I'm going to write x equals 1 up here by my original equations, and erase my work. And then I'm going to plug 1 into one of the equations. I'm going to choose to use whichever one looks simpler. So I'm going to use this 9x minus 3. So y is equal to 9 times 1 minus 3. So 9 times 1 is 9. 9 minus 3 is 6. So y is equal to 6. So my answer is 1, 6, because my answer is always x, y. Okay? So that's how you do substitution when they're both set equal to y. Sometimes only one is set equal to y. So let's come up with an example here. So let's say you have negative 3x minus 4y is equal to negative 24, and y is equal to 6x minus 21. Okay, so you take the equation that's solved for y. One of the equations is going to be just x equals or y equals. So if y is equal to this, then we are going to replace or substitute in for y that expression. So because y is equal to this, I can replace this y with this expression. So you start writing this equation then, negative 3x minus 4, and then when you come to y, you don't write y, you write what it's equal to, which is 6x minus 21, and then equals negative 24. Now you have to do the distributive property here. So the negative 3x stays the same, and then you have minus 24x plus 84. 4 times 6 is 24, and I have a negative, so it's negative 24. 4 times 21 is 84, and I have a minus here and a minus there, so that makes it a positive. And then I have a negative 24 there. So then you combine like terms. So a negative 3x and a negative 24x can go together because they both have x's on them. So that's negative 27x. And then I'll go ahead and write this step out. Then I'm going to subtract 84 from both sides to get rid of that. So that's going to give me negative 27x equals negative 108. Okay, so now I need to divide 27 into 108. I'm going to go ahead and erase this work here so I've got more room to work. So negative 27x equals negative 108. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 27. And that's going to give me x equals positive 4. If you take 108 divided by 27, you get 4, because 27 times 4 is 108. So you get x equals 4. Now you're going to plug that back up into one of these equations. Now you don't want to plug it in here. You could plug 4 in there and solve, but you have a y equals equation, so definitely use it. So we're going to take 4 and plug it into the x value there. So y is equal to 6 times 4 minus 21. So 6 times 4 is 24, minus 21 is equal to 3. So y is equal to 3. So that means my answer is 4, 3. Okay, so let's do another one like that. Remember, you can pause this video and rewind it whenever you need to. Okay, so let's do another one. Let's do y is equal to negative 7x plus 1 and 6x plus 4y is equal to negative 18. So I'm going to take all of this that's set equal to y and plug it into that y equation. So 6x plus 4, and then instead of writing y, I'm going to write that negative 7x plus 1 equals negative 18. So I'm going to do the distributive property here. So the 6x stays the same, and then I'm going to have a minus 28x because I have a positive there, but I have a negative there. So minus 28. And then 4 times 1 is 4, and I have two positives, so it stays positive, negative 18. And now combine like terms. 6x and 28x can go together. 6 minus 28 is negative 22. So I have negative 22x plus 4 equals negative 18. So I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. That gives me negative 22x equals negative 22. So that works out really nice. When I divide both sides by negative 22, I get x equals 1. So now I'm going to write x equals 1 up here by my original problem, and I'm going to erase all of this work, and I'm going to plug x equals 1 into my easiest equation. So y is equal to negative 7 times 1 plus 1. So negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6. So y equals negative 6. So my answer is 1, negative 6. Okay, hopefully that makes sense and you're able to make some progress on your homework.